Start by commending my colleague Senator O'Loughlin, who's been working on this particular bill for a number of years now and brought it before the Dáil in the last term. And I know how much she cares about this bill and how passionate she is about this issue and how much she wants to see real and meaningful change. And it is a fact that Ireland, thankfully, has become a far more progressive and inclusive and diverse society over the last number of years. And we've seen huge, really positive changes. But not everybody has welcomed that change with open arms. And with any change, you'll always meet some resistance. And out of that has borne some, I think, really hurtful and really damaging behaviours by some in our society that would seek to commit a crime against another citizen of this country and another human being, simply on the basis of hate, because they perceive that person to be different to what they believe in or what they want. And that needs to be dealt with. In terms of the basis for this legislation, it is to allow a situation where a crime has been committed, where we know or where there is evidence to show that it is on the basis of a hate, on the basis of discrimination, be it whether sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, and all of the other headings underneath the bill. It is to allow the courts to take into account when sentencing that hate has been the basis for the commission of that crime. And that's important. It's important for our society. But it's important, most importantly, for the victim of that crime, that they know that the harm and the hurt that has been done against them has been recognised by the courts, by the laws of this land and by society, and has been condemned in the strongest possible way as being simply wrong and unlawful once we get these laws onto the statute books. It's important to note that when somebody is attacked because of their identity, because of the person that they are, it does leave a long and lasting psychological impact. And, you know, we'll all have been told when we're younger that, you know, that words can hurt the most. And, you know, sticks and stones may break my bones was one of the things that we often rhymed in the playground. But definitely the words lasted longer and often can take the longest to heal. And it's those types of prejudices, those discriminations that we need as a country and as a society to openly discuss and to work through and to stamp out, quite frankly. And it's really welcome, I think, to have an opportunity in this House to debate this legislation and debate the topic. And I think it's really good of Senator O'Loughlin to acknowledge that there's still work to be done in this legislation, that it's not perfect. And I think some of the emails that we've seen coming in will show you just how, I suppose, sensitive the topic is, how many communities are affected, how many people are affected. And everybody needs to be brought on board, and we need to listen to all of those voices. But this is just the starting point. There's a long way to go on this yet to getting this legislation onto the statute books, and that's why I think it's important that there is cross-party support, that there is government support, and that also we work with all of the stakeholders involved to make sure that all voices are heard, because the last thing we want to do is exclude anybody or have a piece of legislation that offends or hurts in any way at all. But I do want to congratulate Fiona on getting this debate here tonight. I wasn't aware actually that it had been so long since it had been discussed in either house of the Oireachtas, and that is certainly a failing on our national parliament. But certainly I think this is a good starting point, and I welcome the opportunity to make a short contribution on the matter.